hello there. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, my name's Alan. Welcome to my channel. I admit the title and the thumbnail kind of clickbaity, and this is unscripted, of course, because I just got this idea a minute ago. Somebody made a comment on my tag video about why I haven't, or am I going to review Moby Dick? I must have mentioned it in a TBR video or whatnot. And my answer is no. And then I wonder, because I enjoyed the book, I even had made myself a notebook. And, thoroughly studied it, made drawings and pictures and all kinds of stuff. But I won't be reviewing it, mainly because, what can you say about Moby Dick? What can I say about Queequeg and all the great lines in it? Like, it is better to sleep with a sober cannibal than a drunken Christian, etc. So I probably won't be doing a video on Moby Dick. Same for, I had a group read experience of Don Quixote a few years ago, and it went really well. Yeah, okay. I read this like April 25 in 2022 with Roz Scala downloading about the books and some other people. I didn't review it. I might when I reread this, but it's over 900 pages and it packs a punch. It has a lot of characters. Sancho, for one. What can you say about Sancho? Make a video on him alone easily. I won't be reviewing Hamlet. I've got a couple copies of Hamlet. I've read it many times. I love it. Wouldn't say it's my favorite Shakespeare play. The Tempest is. I even have this play, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern Are Dead. I used to read a lot of plays back in the day. Anybody read this? Tom Stoppard, he's an English writer. So I won't be reviewing Hamlet. I give it 4 stars. Please. That's another thing, the rating system. I rarely give 5 stars to a book, unless it's Cormac McCarthy, late great, or someone like that, or like this, Stephen King. Now, this is part of a trilogy, this Mr. Mercedes, and it has reoccurring characters in it, and even one character, Holly, that has her own book out now, but she starts in Mr. Mercedes and goes through the trilogy, goes through The Outsider, and then she's in a story in If It Bleeds. I should have brought up those books to hold up too, but I got them. But we're doing a group read, and then we do like a live show on each of the books. So I won't be making a separate review on this. That's why. What else do we have? I probably won't be doing a review on Gene Wolfe and, his, what is it, a pentalogy, 5 books? There's 2 novels in each of these, followed by The Earth of the New Sun series by Gene Wolfe. Thanks to my friend Tommaso at Tom at LA Books. He turned me on to Gene Wolfe first. Then he sent me more than a couple Gene Wolfe books. Get that coffee. And I'm not done with the last one, so that's why I'm not reviewing like the first or second or third or fourth. I'm looking around to see if I forgot anything. I won't be reviewing read Rico Garcia Lorca's book of selected verse. In fact, I probably won't even read this book. It's in Spanish on the left, and then it's in English on the right, which is great. I know nothing about him except for he was gay back when it wasn't easy to be gay. I'm reading the back to see if I recognize anybody he worked with, and I really don't. Anyway, probably won't be reviewing this book. Change my mind, somebody. Okay, The Great Gatsby. I have several double copies of different books, like Pynchon I've got double copies of, and The Great Gatsby I have two of. I've read it several times, haven't reviewed it because I'm thinking about, here's John Hera's Appointment in Samsara. I want to link these two books and do a compare and contrast. So I haven't reviewed them yet. And how long have I been thinking about this idea? About 5 years. My channel's 6 years old. Finally, here's a tome I won't be reviewing. Not like my review of Ulysses, but I want to bring this out because we're doing a group read of Ulysses. This is just published a few years ago. Catherine Flynn, the Cambridge edition, Cemetery edition, 100 years old. This is great. Coffee Table Book, 1922 edition, with maps and a lot of photos. A Joycean doing an essay for each episode, and I'll be digging through this book. I have several copies of Ulysses. So that's a few. Oh, I'm not done yet. I won't be reviewing my religious books like this. My favorite Zen Buddhist book, possibly, Zen Mind, Beginner's Mind. Great thin book, basically how to and suggestions, tips, advice on meditation. Because I've read a lot of meditation books. I've been meditating since 1983, since back in the day. Yep, and I've never been to I've been to many temples, but I've never entered, what do they call it? Like when you a lay person, like maybe, Zenkai is a week meditation. I've done one of those. I've done a 3 days Zenkai. That was intense. It was great. Been to many Zendos, just a group of people who sit on their Zafu, tea ceremonies, eat out of what do they call it? Orinoki, wooden bowls, and you sit on your Zafu. And why am I talking like this? Because this is why I won't review, or talk about Zen, my 30 plus years of experience. It sounds like I'm bragging. I meditate every day, 20 minutes. It's like a muscle memory. Here's a joke. I have a friend who was telling a group of people advice on meditation. I said, just start out with 2 minutes a day. And somebody said, I don't have 2 minutes a day. I said, you need 3 minutes a day. The Bhagavad Gita just had a really successful, don't know why I can't talk today, group read with this, with Greg and the Almighty Om. Real successful. I read this back in the 80s at Kent State. Really loved it. Along with the Upanishads and other Hindu text. But the Bhagavad Gita, what can I say? I'll be reading this book the rest of my life, so how can I review it when I'm not even done with it? Now, last but not least, my tarot books. I have about a dozen tarot decks, and I have some good tarot books that people might find interesting. Here's Young in Tarot, Carl Jung. I could review this. I've been reading it for decades, studying it. Here's one by Joseph Campbell, great Joycean. Remember him, the Power of Myth series? Yeah, that was great. Joseph Campbell wrote a book on tarot. He wrote a book on Finnegan's Wake, too, called A Skeleton's Key to Finnegan's Wake. He wrote it in 1938, like 2 years after Ulysses was published. Here's a tarot book on the Marseille deck. The Marseille deck is an old deck you rarely see, but it's good fun to read with. And the author is a fairly famous guy. I can't pronounce his name. He's Jewish mysticism, Kabbalah. Here's just another semi-new tarot book. It was a series through Llewellyn. The Special Topics in Tarot. Pretty well-known people. But, this isn't Tarot Tube. It's BookTube. And I've tried to talk about tarot before. There's no interest. But there might be an interest in this video. We'll see. If you like it, subscribe, make a comment. Who knows what will happen? So I want to thank you for your visit. And I got to get back to some reading later.